Good evening, Legal Marketing Association. Andrew Laver back here in New Orleans at the 2018 Legal Marketing Annual Conference, joined right now by one of our leaders, actually the leader, the president, 2018 president of the Legal Marketing Association, Ashraf Lakhani. Ashraf, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
And we did this once last year in the exhibitors hall. You didn't know it was coming.
I did not.
I kind of just, said, hey, what's new? And you talked, and it was great.
That's good.
Now it's planned and scheduled, and we've got lights, and it's really official.
That's right. I've got notes right here in front of me, so I plan to read directly off my notes.
Yeah,
my prepared statement to make sure I say all the right things.
So if it looks like he's reading, he is. So, obviously, the biggest part of the association's year is the conference. Lots of ramp up right to April, and then it's like, oh, well, we got the next 8 months to just, kind of chill out until we do it again next year. I know that's totally not the case, right? All right, so we have 3/4 of the year left as an association. What's been great so far, and what do we have coming up on the horizon for the remainder of the year?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think that it is a fun highlight, the pinnacle of the year for some people, but it's important to remember that we have 1,500 attendees here. Our organization has more than 4,000 members.
They're watching.
And I know, hi, everyone who is not here, we miss you.
And Mom. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, hi, Mom. Well, Mom is coming, actually. But
Mine's watching.
Okay. And no, so I think it's important to remember that people access LMA in so many different ways, right? And the most visible, sort of spectacular is the conference, because we all do it together. But there are so many, whether it's local programming, whether it's regional programming, there are so many other ways that people engage with LMA, whether it's webinars, on social media. So I think a lot of that, just in general, we look at this as kind of a highlight because it is physically visible to a lot of us.
Big,
and
so big.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's I am excited about so much more that the energy from this conference generates, whether it's the content, whether it's the relationships, just what we do next is, for the organization, is driven a lot by what happens here. And that is at every level of the organization, which is really exciting for me to kind of see it start here in a lot of ways. But even here, the interaction between senior members and junior members, right? The opportunity to learn from peers, from people you would never have an opportunity to do before, it really is exciting, and we talk about it a lot, but you see it happen in person here, and then you see it translate across the organization for the rest of the year. So that's kind of what really excites me about all of this.
I think that's a really good point. The conference, as large as it is and how homey it feels when we're all together, really is a microcosm of the overall membership, the majority of which, numbers-wise, aren't here. And what the regions do and locals, everyone throughout the country, not just those of us that are here for a week in New Orleans, is such a big part of the association. And hopefully that doesn't get lost on many people just because of how much goes on throughout the year, like you said. So I think that's a really good point.
Yeah, no, and that's that's the fun part. And so you just said something that's funny. So we talk about the week in New Orleans, right? And that's what's amazing about our community is the conference is 2 days, 3 days if you come for a pre-con, but many people make it a week, right? And that speaks highly of our community, and people want to spend time together. Lots of hugging.
Lots of Purell.
That's right. And I think we're still allowed to hug, right, Andy? You and I, at least.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
For now.
But it's it's fun. And so we've had, those of us that are here know that WrestleMania has been in town, right? So we've had this great group of people. There's been a cool energy in the hotel around that.
It's a crazy energy.
But just today, I feel like there's been this shift. WrestleMania moved out. Mm-hmm. I saw a couple of guys who looked like they were in a fight down checking out earlier today. They both had black eyes, and I couldn't tell who won and who lost.
They weren't fighting at the front
desk? They
desk.
weren't fighting at the front desk. No.
That's not my bill!
That's right, exactly. Yeah.
I'm calling Vince McMahon.
Room service was late! So it was literally that transition out, and then you could see the line of people from LMA checking in.
Right.
And it was awesome. It was so cool to see the transition, and I think what's great about our conference also is that we are of a size now, and we purposely do this, to take over an entire hotel. So for the next 3 days, anyone you see is going to be associated with LMA.
Pretty good shot.
So part of it, you can't hide either. Yeah. And the way this hotel is set up, it's very open to everyone seeing. So
absolutely.
So be careful what you're doing in the elevator. But it's but I think, again, just going back to where we started, it's the energy that starts here, translates throughout the year. Mm-hmm. And then, along with a lot of the things that we've done before, our organization is focusing on a lot of new initiatives that really align with the vision of where we're going. And, whether it's our program on advocacy, where we're looking to really proactively advocate for our organization, for what we do as members of the legal marketing community, a renewed effort on diversity and inclusion. There's so many fun things going on right now in our industry, and you see them live and in person here, but they don't stay here. Right. We take them from here and before here, and they're going to hit the road, and you're going to see them all over our organization, which to me is really exciting, to make sure everyone gets a piece of this action.
Yeah, and that's the most important part.
Yeah.
For the overall, membership, how it affects everybody in the membership, not just for this week.
So what's the most fun part for you?
This?
Yeah?
How could it not
this
be?
moment right now,
come on, I'm broadcasting to however many hundreds of people.
So how many people do you think are actually there sitting at their computer or on their phone watching?
What's interesting about Facebook Live
Besides
is that a handful of people are watching live right now. And then it just lives on Facebook. So the attendees that are here will log back on later in the day.
Right.
They'll watch it then. Those that are in the office still or not able to attend will eventually catch up with these video sessions. So they continue to live. And I think they're great ways for us to show our relevancy to each other and why this conference is the place to be, so that next year we top 1,500 wherever we are at next year.
That's right.
And we continue to grow and prove our relevancy, not just to ourselves, but to our employers.
No, that's fun. And it's great. And I think that's also a great piece as the years have gone on. Yes, to get the full experience, it's terrific to be here, but it's things like this, it's the entire conversation on social media that has taken the conference to a new level to bring in people who haven't come before and to generate enthusiasm for next year, right? It's one of those things that, oh my God, look what's happening, and I'd love to be there. And you make the case for it at your firm or, with your company to be there. So it's great. There's just so much positive that comes out of this, right? And it's just great to be a part of it and in some way have contributed. You and I both.
Absolutely. I agree. All right. Well, that's going to do it for now. Thank you for joining us, Ashraf. We're going to let you go back to your presidential duties.
Very presidential.
For those of you scheduling the rest of your evening around these broadcasts, I know there's a few of you, besides my mother, obviously.
Really?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Stephanie, I don't believe anyone's watching us, but
Stephanie will be back shortly. We're going to do some of the smaller receptions. The first-timers reception. We have the exhibit hall sneak peek. We then have the welcome reception. We're going to roll to the Northeast reception.
That's a lot of recepting.
We are so receptive.
So when do we
everything.
get to talk about Syracuse Duke basketball? Is really what I want to know.
That's a different broadcast.
Is that different?
Altogether.
Okay. We'll
the one where there's more cursing.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Less
both of us.
Less hugging,
more cursing.
More cursing.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll be back shortly. Stay where you are. Thanks again, Ashraf. See you soon.
Thank you.